So the officers were shot?
The officers were taken away by the British, handed over to the Soviets, and the Soviets shot the officers. And while this was going on, the men were being told they were going to be retrained to fight the Soviets. So the men and women were separated, and on this particular day, on this particular incident, the men were all gone. They'd been taken away to another area, okay? They weren't taken away to Judenburg, they were taken away another area to get ready to be taken to Judenburg. And in this particular field, on this particular day, there were women, a few cadets, 15, 16-year-olds, the elderly, and you had the priests. And what the priest did say, he said, well, Luke, we will not turn against the British and we will not fight against the British. We will do a peaceful demonstration. And what they did, they started to pray. They formed a circle and they started to pray. So the Brits told them to stop praying, which they didn't. And they prayed and prayed and prayed. The whole thing went on for a couple of days. It didn't just happen in one day. It was a massive logistic problem for the Brits to do this all in one day. So it went over a matter of days and time, and you can't keep secrets long. So rumors were going around that the British were actually handing them back over to the Russians. So they thought of a way to prevent this, and the way to do this was non-violent resistance. And as they were praying, it was the Argylls and Sutherland soldiers from the Scottish regiment in the British Army who had come up from Africa, part of the 8th Army, and had fought their way through Italy. So these were hardened soldiers, and they brutally started to disband the people and take them and throw them into the back of the trucks, the awaiting trucks, so they could be transported to Judenburg. And as soon as they started to do this, panic broke out, and people tried to run away. So what happened was shots were fired, people were bayoneted, rifle butts were thrown at people, people were beaten up, thrown into the back of the trucks. In this whole panic, women grabbed their children and ran and threw themselves into the river. And actually the photograph on this small book that I've done was taken at that particular spot where these people were thrown in, and actually committed suicide.
Rather than go back.
Yeah. And the sad thing is they took their children with them.
Yeah.
They would not give their children up.
Yeah. So obviously this is not a story that's well known. So this memorial will serve to remedy that situation?
Well, I don't think that there is such a thing as a remedy, but it will make people aware of the situation. Up to now, the British government has never owned up to this event, and being an ex-British soldier myself, it was always no comment. If anything that was asked of the British government or the British Army that wasn't suited or that didn't fit into their plans, the only comment was basically no comment.
No comment, right? So how can listeners support the work that you and Dr. Stadler are doing?
Well, there is a society that's been founded by some of the survivors, living survivors, and through this society in Lienz, in Austria, in East Tyrol, they can either join the society. There is a 24 Canadian dollar annual fee, and this fee will go to the preservation of the cemetery and the upkeep of the cemetery. That's what this small fee is about. The bridge, there is an extra account, and if anybody would like to donate to the bridge, there is a flyer out on my internet website. It's www.cossacks-lienz, spelled Lienz.net.
Okay, Cossacks-lienz.net.
Right.
Okay. Well, thank you so much for coming on and telling us all this information. Thank you for doing this project. It's hard work you've been doing, but certainly it's a very worthy cause, and thank you again for doing it.
Well, thank you, Paulette.
And hopefully you'll be coming back to Canada again soon. And maybe we'll have some sunshine for you when you do.
Oh, well, I hope so too. But I'm sort of used to this weather. Where I live in the Alps, and we get a lot of rain.
Oh, okay. So you feel at home. That's great.
And what I really like about Canada is, because I live in Germany, everybody speaks English here. It's nice for me.
Well, I wish you all the best on your trip, the rest of your tour in Canada, and safe journey home. And we'll look forward to your return to Canada sometime soon. All the best.
Thank you very much, Paulette.
Okay.
Bye-bye.